Hello and good day everyone. My name is Tiara. I'm going to present about digital radiography. Move to the next slide. Here, a short brief history of digital radiography. In 1977, found digital subtraction angiography. In 1980, computed radiography, storage phosphor. And then in 1987, amorphous selenium-based image plates charge couple device, CCD, slot scan direct radiography. And in 1990, charge couple device, CCD, slot scan direct radiography, DR, and then in 1994, selenium drum, DR, and then in 1995, amorphous silicon cesium iodide, scintillator, flat panel detector, and in the same year later, found selenium-based flat panel detector, and then in 1997, gadolinium-based scintillator, flat panel detector, and in 2001, gadolinium-based scintillator, portable flat panel detector, and in the same year later, found dynamic flat panel detector, fluoroscopy, digital subtraction angiography. Okay, what is digital radiography? Digital radiography, also known as direct digital radiography, use X-ray sensitive plates that directly capture data during the patient examination, immediately transferring it to a computer system without the use of an intermediate cassette, as is the case with computed radiography. And what is the main purpose of digital radiography? The first point is to perform routine diagnosis X-ray, to produce clear image quality for diagnosis with the help of artificial intelligence system, for time efficiency through bypassing chemical processing and the ability to digitally transfer and enhance image. And the last point is to provide examination and differentiation of internal organ and tissue structure. We move to the next slide. The types of digital radiography. Digital radiography divided into two types. The first is CR, as we know as computed radiography. Computed radiography use computer workstation. As you can see the figure here, here is computed radiography. CR also require special cassette and indirect conversion, also storage phosphor. And the second type is direct radiography, as we know as DR. DR also divided into two types. The first type is indirect conversion and direct conversion. Indirect conversion include the scintillator TFT, scintillator CCD, and the last is image intensifier. Meanwhile, direct conversion include photoconductor FPD and selenium drum. The advantages of digital radiography. Firstly, the point here is reduced space requirement. No dark room is required, and the need to dedicate space for cabinets of analog images is eliminated. And the second point, greater image versatility. The digital format allows greater imaging versatility and overall image quality, both of which greatly increase that accuracy of patient diagnosis and the quality of care that can be provided. And the next one is no more lost image. Images are safe even if drive is stolen or lost because of redundant backup system. And the last point is high image quality. High image quality because special software that allow to electronically manipulate an image. And for the limitation of digital radiography, the first point is required careful handling because most detectors are fragile nature, and the higher initial cost of the system, and then hardware and software maintenance. And the last one is some radiographic views are difficult to obtain because of detector not free to be placed in any position. Principle of operation of digital radiation. The components are double tubes. Double tubes is here. fabricated with carbon fiber, formica, or other plastic or wood laminates, and must have X-ray absorption and can move electromechanically. And then the table base. Here is the table base. Table base is house of motors and gear. And Bucky film tray and grids. Bucky film tray is a device found underneath the table exam table. A drawer like a device that the cassette and grid is slid into before shooting X-ray. And while the grid system plays between the patient and the X-ray film to reduce the scattered radiation. For the collimator is here. The collimator to protect a patient by confining the X-ray beam and decreasing scatter radiation shutter to ensure the localization of the X-ray beam on the patient and identifies the center of the file, while the X-ray tab unit is to convert electrical input power into X-ray. And okay, I will show you the video demonstration of working principle of digital radiography. Okay, for working principle of digital radiography, as we know, there is two types of digital radiography. The first type is direct conversion, and the second type is indirect conversion. Direct conversion, the first step is comprised of an amorphous selenium-based semiconductor and a TFT, and supply a high voltage charge to the top surface just before the exposure is made. The interaction between X-ray photons and high voltage charge causes the selenium atoms to release the electron and then collected by TAT layer. For the indirect conversion, the first is charge coupled device (CCD). Scintillator convert X-ray energy to light, and then CCD record the amount of the light emitted, and the next is the light is converted to electric charge. Then the FTs will read out the charge, digitize an image. And the second is thin film transistor (TFT). The first layer is X-ray photons are converted to light photons by scintillation layer. This is the first type. And the second layer converting incoming light photons from the scintillation layer into electric charge. And then the last is third layer. The FTs without the charge, just like in direct conversion. And the next is computed radiography. The first is imaging flat IP that contains halogenides such as bromide, chlorine, and iodine are exposed to X-ray energy causing electrons in the phosphor to move to another energy level where they remain trapped to create a latent image. This is the first step, and the second step is scan IP with a laser beam, and then light collection. And the next step is digital processor. The digital processor processes the digital data to produce a CR image. The CR is subsequently displayed for viewing, and the next step is the IP is exposed to bright light to erase it to remove residual pattern image, and then after that, the IP ready for another exposure. Common problems and solution. The first problem, artifacts from the lecture accidents or mishandling. To cover this problem, we have to provide technologies, safe strategy, and demonstration of proper detector cleaning. And the second problem, mechanical problems such as wires and cables break, causing the table tube to jam and collision sensor to fail. And also to cover this problem, we have to carry out plan preventative maintenance. And the last artifact due to accretion technique such as backscatter, it can cause more scatter if the X-ray beam is not fully intercepted by the detector. And for cover this problem, we have to verifying good imaging geometry using tire collimation and placing additional shielding behind the detector, such as a lead apron. And move to the next slide, which is the purchase consideration. The first one is the deep-linked table category specifies a system that allows patient and X-ray tubes to be easily moved into position regardless of exam type and patient responsiveness. And the second point is the detector is fixed in the table system, precluding certain examination due to patient positioning constraints. And the next grid ratio should be ratio 10 to 1 or higher, because grids with higher ratio will provide higher image quality. And the last point, automatic positioning of detector and X-ray tube can enhance ease of operation and increase workflow. The conclusion, there are three types of digital radiography, are computed radiography, direct capture, and indirect capture. All of these radiography produce digital images with the different principle of operation. The benefit of using digital radiography, especially for healthcare practitioner who want to real-time images of the patient's condition while performing diagnostic activities and healthcare. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for listening.